Anthropic, Gates Foundation pledged $200 million for AI good. The real leverage in the Gates deal sits in the data rights, not the $200 million. Anthropic gains early training access to health datasets that will force every other lab to negotiate similar public-private terms within a year. OpenAI must now decide whether to build its own foundation arm or pay for derivative access. This quietly pulls alignment talent into applied domains faster than any benchmark release. Watch compute budgets tilt toward medical fine-tunes by next summer. Watching Exaforce raises $125 million Series B for AI security. Exaforce's new capital targets live security operations instead of post-incident forensics. That focus compresses detection windows from hours to seconds, which legacy platforms cannot match without rewriting their core engines. CrowdStrike and SentinelOne now need to ship comparable agent swarms or watch mid-market share erode by Q4. The trajectory suggests most SOC budgets will shift from licenses to outcome-based AI contracts within 18 months. Expect procurement cycles to shorten once pilots prove the gains. xAI launches Grok Build coding agent beta. Terminal access changes the loop from suggestion to execution in one step. Developers using it will generate 3 times the code volume per session compared with browser-based tools. That velocity forces OpenAI and Anthropic to embed similar shell agents inside their IDE extensions before the beta exits. Otherwise, they risk losing the power users who already pay for premium tiers. The early data should reveal whether raw model intelligence still beats tight environment integration. Blue Sky AI launches 1K AI infrastructure offering. $1,000 tickets let retail investors shoulder depreciation on hardware that halves in value every 18 months. That influx of marginal capacity will flood the spot market and push enterprise buyers toward locked contracts with the big 3 clouds. Existing neoclouds like CoreWeave face sudden price competition from thousands of small distributed nodes that lack enterprise SLAs. Watch utilization rates on those small nodes drop once the first missed deadline hits a funded project. Graphon AI emerges from stealth with $8.3 million. Pre-model intelligence changes the cost curve entirely. The engineers behind it know exactly where the next scaling wall sits. Instead of throwing more parameters at reasoning gaps, teams now fix them upstream. That shift means API margins will compress very fast once adoption hits. OpenAI will have to either bundle similar layers or watch mid-market deals migrate to lighter stacks within 12 months. The seed round signals investors see the wedge before the model, not inside it. Isotope secures $26 million for AI data center cooling. Liquid cooling just became the default path for any cluster pushing past 100K GPUs. Power density numbers no longer support air at next year's node sizes. That constraint will push operators into long-term supplier deals with specialists like Isotope by mid-next year. NVIDIA now has to accelerate its own liquid-ready designs or watch board partners capture more of the BOM. The capital signals cooling is no longer an afterthought in the stack, and hyperscalers know the shift is permanent. Chromie Health raises $2 million for Nurse AI Agent. An SMS agent that books nurse shifts in under 2 minutes flips the staffing desk model on its head. Hospitals no longer need overnight coordinators for last-minute gaps. That automation will cut agency fees by at least 20% inside 18 months. Aya and similar platforms must now embed their own texting agents or risk losing the direct hospital channel entirely. The pre-seed round proves the wedge sits in workflow, not in another job board. First pilots start this month. Xactly unveils fleet of revenue AI agents. Compensation rules that once took weeks to model now resolve in a single agent run. The intelligence studio turns every historical deal into live what-if scenarios without extra headcount. Salesforce will need to ship equivalent agents inside Revenue Cloud or watch ops teams migrate by next fiscal year. The launch at Upside 2026 shows the move from point tools to full fleet automation. Expect quota negotiations to reference agent outputs as the new source of truth. It changes who owns the number. Emburse rolls out autonomous expense AI agent. Finance teams have been burning hours on policy checks that this agent now handles before submission. That shifts the entire approval workflow from reactive to pre-approved. Mid-market companies using legacy tools like Concur will see renewal pressure by mid-2027 as their own agents lag on compliance accuracy. The first teams to pilot will report 30% faster close cycles, leaving slower adopters with higher audit risk. Humanity AI awards $18 million+ grants for public good. The grants target groups that can actually audit model behavior at scale. Expect those recipients to publish the first independent benchmarks on election interference tools by next summer. That data will land directly in regulatory dockets, pushing labs like OpenAI to either release their own eval suites or watch public funding dry up for their academic partnerships. The $18 million is just the seed. Flick raises $6 million for AI filmmaking platform. Directors gain frame-by-frame control without losing final cut decisions. The real test arrives when production houses integrate this into their pipelines. Within 18 months, major studios will require Flick to expose its editing models via API, or they'll build internal clones instead. That move decides whether the platform stays independent or gets absorbed into existing post-production suites. Champ AI exits stealth with $8.5 million agent ops. Enterprise ops teams just got an agent that can click through legacy web apps without custom scripts. The margin squeeze hits when these agents start handling high-volume document approvals under strict SLAs. UiPath and Automation Anywhere now face a choice: embed similar browser agents fast or use their services attach rate on existing RPA deals. Early pilots already show 25% reduction in manual handoffs.